Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand after.
Hello friends and welcome again to another Street Fighter Duel video. In this video we'll be talking about the priority list for the SS or SST special summon characters, especially on global right now. And of course you can get an idea if you're playing on SEA in new servers or in Japan. That would be helping you for a long term on your account to save or know what to progress for or what you aim for in the future. The best characters right now are the best character that is utilized everywhere, which is Rich Honda. Rich Honda is an amazing debuffer that debuffs the enemy, especially bosses or any lineup. He's useful in PvP, bossing, and in PvE story, and in towers he will help you a lot, especially in the Master Tower. Now, what's good about him? He debuffs the enemies with damage reduction down. It means whatever damage reduction they have, it almost goes to zero or negative because he has the biggest and highest damage reduction value in the game. Second of all, for PvP and for story, he can lifelink two units together. What means that whatever unit is taking the damage, if it's linked to other unit, the other unit takes the same amount of damage. And if both of them are taking same amount of damage, that's a kill shot or one shot for them. So the first one is taking a lot of damage, like 1 million damage. The second one will take 1 million damage. If you're doing an AoE damage and both of them are taking 1 million at the same time, it means both of them will take 2 million damage and it's a shutdown. So you're gonna see that a lot of PvP runs are being dominated by Rich Honda, one of the most amazing units, especially now that he's the most meta unit for bossing with Fire Adon and Flame Chun lineups. Now, the second broken character as well, which is also needs high investment. Now, Rich Honda, one copy of him works and you don't need even to summon for him if you're playing for bossing. As free to play for me, I'm trying to build him, but since he was released, I had him at one copy and he helped me reach the higher ranks and defeat a lot of players that didn't utilize him in their lineups. Absolutely fantastic, works from one copy to maximum copies. Now, Visconti Vega, he's a character that starts to shine when you get him to S+ for a little bit of stats, but his breaking point is at SS when you unlock his exclusive to +30, and when he gets to SS, 2 stars with unlocking everything and soul power. For me, I built him to 2 stars. I got his soul power to 100. He's +30 on his exclusive. I need to get him to +40 because he's absolutely amazing, but I'm still thinking about it because there's a lot of options as free to play. This currency for exclusive is really hard to get, and he has the 6 cars and I'm going for more cars. Now he has like 7 or 8 cars and I'm gonna go for all the full cars if I can, whenever I can. So what's good about him? He's the king of PvP right now. In PvP, he wipes the floor with every other opponent. He clears all the stages. Absolutely phenomenal, fantastic unit. He's the best PvP right now unit in the game. In story mode, I think he's the best as well. He can one-shot, two-shot, or if you can make him survive, if you have somebody like Goken or Suit Able or Normal Able that can delay the damages taken by their shields because it's an instance, not an of max HP or something, or Goken because he gives him a second life or something like that. So you can absolutely destroy chapters, and he's the only one on any team that I put, I auto story and he always clears it. This is how broken this character is. One of the most broken characters in the game that I think it will take a long time to change. For bossing, he's the second best option or the second best damage dealer in the entire game after Fire Adon team comp with Rich Honda. This is how good he is. So if you want to build a solid carry, that will take a while for them to drop and be like power cracked by other characters. Yeah, absolutely go for Visconti Vega. There's no problem going for him. Now, Summer Elena. Again, Summer Elena never fell off. One of the most broken supports in the game. And I'm utilizing her. I got her to SS and this is the breaking point for her. You get her to SS, you get her on the +30. As soon as you don't need even to get her to +30, but +30 she will give you insane amount of buffs. When you get her to SS with her cars, also the buffs maximize and she becomes more tankier and she deals a little bit of damage. Can be utilized in any team, literally in any team. She gets immunity to damage, which is really great. Now, of course, if in PvP you're facing somebody like Visconti Vega that bypasses immunity or Irayu, they can shut her down if they get her below HP and execute her. But so far, she gains the immunity as soon as you press your combo. She's the only trigger character in the entire game that does 2 triggers at the same time. So she does her C1 trigger and C2 trigger as soon as you click the super combo of any unit in your lineup, which is amazing. Great healer, great dispeller, great debuffer. She's the best dispeller, best debuffer, best buffer, and best healer as a kit for overall, just for a support character in the game. Now, of course, the best buffer in the game as only buffs is Street Poison, but so far, for her, for dealing a support full role with a little bit of damage, gaining immunity, buffing your lineup, healing them, and dispelling them, she does everything. She's the best support in the game so far. Now, let's go to the S category. Now, why didn't I put him in the SS? Now, in tier list, I would put him in the SS as a great unit in the game overall. But if we're talking about being friendly to your account and not spending a lot of money and building them gradually, slowly, Evil Ryu is amazing unit, especially early game. He would help you a lot. One copy of him, a single copy of him, can make your bossing teams absolutely deal incredible amount of damage. He can delay fights and bosses by draining their energy combo meter, which is absolutely fantastic. Even in PvP, he's mostly used for his silence and draining the energy combo and one-shotting units, because when he goes, he bypasses immunities, except Virgil and the new Overlord Bison. We'll be talking about that later. Absolutely a fantastic unit, high damage, high capability. His buffings are insane with the Satsui no Iki that he got. Again, I'll be putting all the units in S category that needs one copy that you can also dominate with them. Gouken, another unit which is the best tank in the game so far. Tanking wise, he's better than Rich Honda 100%. There's no comparison between them. He gives you lives, or he saves you the life of your lineup. Meaning, he gives himself a second chance, and he gives 2 on your lineup a second chance. Now, this is where you need to pay attention with him. So if your lineup is getting wiped and your tag position jumps into the front lineup and all of them will get wiped and he needs to save only 2, he sometimes saves the tag position and somebody else and himself. And maybe the carry that you're depending on, that lineup, would be wiped. So keep it in mind if you're doing rotations, especially in story or versus bossing. Be careful when the boss hits you to eliminate you and then you get the shields from him and the second life, to not drop the tag position, so you keep your entire initial lineup safe. The tag position will be always safe because they will take no damage because they're in tag position. Absolutely works on one copy, perfect. But the thing is, in PvP, he could be one-shot by auto attacks if he's at one copy, even with high gears and high levels, and he will proc his passive, and this is what you don't want him to do actually. So if you're aiming for PvP, SS is good, it gives him potential, but he needs to be at triple S with all of his scars. In PvP, he will make your lineup absolutely broken. And the best combo that we're seeing right now is Visconde Vega with Gouken on the same lineup, because he drains his HP and he goes in the risky mode. Gouken will make sure that he will stay surviving and wipe up the enemy. This is the best PvP lineup so far, is Visconde Vega with Gouken and somebody else. You can be innovative with that. So the next unit that we have, Overlord Bison, absolutely a fantastic unit. I think he's one of the best units in the game, maybe the best. I can put him here up with them, but I'll be talking about some specific scenarios. These units have also utilities that makes them shine with making them broken in their areas. Now he could be I can say he's also the same as them, but the thing is with him, he doesn't deal the same damages as him. He doesn't buff the team to do the same damages as him. He doesn't have the same utility as her. His utility is he can't be killed. There's no way you can kill him. If all of your units are surviving and he's tanking and you're taking single target damage, nothing bypasses his immunities, nothing kills him, because he can't go below 1 HP for 3 seconds, and it refreshes after 3 seconds. It means there's a window of 0.01 to kill him, which I think we managed to do it once by mistake with replays. I think it was a glitch or something like that, but it's absolutely impossible to kill him. Very good unit. Now imagine now we have 2 Bisons. One Bison doesn't die, another Bison doesn't die, but the other Bison dies by Vega, dies by Evil Ryu, and anything that bypasses immunities. But him, he doesn't do that, so he counters these units to a certain extent. They counter him also to a certain extent because they kill backlines and stuff like that. But if you have a solid lineup that you're playing like Goken with him, or if you're playing Virgil, Witch Jury, Sagat, you can maintain a lineup until you can defeat them. His AoE is insane. One copy of him works for your lineups to tank, especially in story, to help you in the progress in towers. In PvP, he needs to be at double S at least to shine and his damage to be seen. He deals a lot of damage at one copy actually, but if you build him max, he will be one of the best damage dealers on your lineup, just simply because he will always trigger his passive, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, talking about A ranks, I'm not gonna put him up here with these characters because their utility at one copy these works, especially E Honda as Rich Honda as well. But these characters are broken. These characters work at one copy. Oni needs maximum investment, and then he becomes the third or sometimes the second, but he's consistently the third best lineup. Now, of course, we have TMNT. I'm excluding TMNT, Virgil, Gormagal. I'm excluding all of these units that are collab, and I'm talking the priority list that you can summon now. If we don't have all of these units, now TMNT, if you build them, they are the second or third, depending on how much damages you do with your lineups versus with Visconti Vega. TMNT is one of the most great lineups now. If you have them, you have Visconti Vega, you have Fire Adon, and Rich Honda. These are your best three teams. Now, the fourth team is Oni. Oni is amazing. He's one of the characters that deals a lot of damage but needs a lot of investment. You need to get him to that triple S plus 2 stars and get his soul power to at least 100, so he will be absolutely insane with his damage. Now, sadly, why he falls off a little bit, now we have a trend on the bosses that they are releasing for the game that they have soul damage reductions. It means you don't deal as much damage when you're dealing soul damage, and his all kit overall it's dealing soul damage. So you need to keep that in mind. Soul damage is equal to true damage until they tell you a boss have soul damage reduction. Not so many units in the game have soul damage reduction, especially in PvP when you're playing. Somebody like Zangief have soul damage reduction, but all the other units doesn't have this privilege. So very good unit, absolutely amazing, great for bossing, great for towers, especially Infernal Tower. He can solo carry you with that, but we have Visconti Vega, so he does even better than him. But keep that in mind. If you want to build him, he's a high investment unit, just like Visconti Vega. You need to max them out to get the benefit of them, but Visconti Vega is still, go for Visconti Vega, then think about Oni later. Now next, I'm gonna go and put the dancing duo here, Cammy and Vega. Cammy and Vega are absolutely great units. Now, of course, you need to prioritize all of the rest above first, and if you got them, and if you're wailing and you started with these and continue with them, yeah, you can go for them. They will help you in Fire Tower as well. You don't need that much of help in the Fire Tower, it's always good. But again, if you don't have these units and you manage to pull them, or you like their game style, they're great with the team of Dalsim combo, especially on global. Now, if you're playing on SEA and you got that, yeah, Dalsim is nerfed, don't go for them. They will be good unless they change them. So they're changing everything on SEA. But so far they proved themselves to be great units, especially in the Fire Tower, especially in story. Some people are telling me they are amazing for the story. And the combo meter, the utility of using the combo meter for free almost 3 times at the start of the battle with their EX uses again a free combo, super combo move, absolutely fantastic. Their damage is good, they buff all the fire damage. So if we get a new character that is broken, just like Fire Adon and Dalsim, we can use them with them and you will have no harm with that. Now, again, Trendy Akuma, a very good and great unit. The thing is that it's very hard for you to refresh and do his annihilation. So his annihilation happens one time, plus it's soul damage, and soul damage sometimes gets mitigated, but he's a great option for bossing as well. I think he's a solid unit. We're seeing him in bossing. Sometimes when Oni doesn't work, he works better. Sometimes they're using him instead of the TMNT. He has a high value for bossing. Still, he needs hard investment, just like Oni. I could put them together here, but still Oni does better than him. And on lower investment at SS, he shines even better than him. So that's where we're gonna put him in the B rank. Trendy Guile, also a same option. I would say these units are equal. These 3 units are equal on their damages especially when you get like soul damage reduction. These two will not help you. He will help you. He will be absolutely fantastic. Now, Trendy Guile, he will be, if you build him, he will be your best option for Thunder Tower progress, because he will be the highest damage and he will replace poison. And of course, if you're playing Mad Ryu, what are you doing? Build poison. Normal poison for towers will help you a lot, especially with silencing and stuff like that. But if you got him and you built him and you like his style, he's absolutely fantastic. And if you don't have the TMNT or Oni and you want, or Trendy Akuma, and you want a third team that does a lot of damage, if you're not playing Dhalsim, he can replace Dhalsim in some situations. He will deal even more damage than the Dhalsim comp. Now, on the lowest tiers, I would say this is not that they are bad. If they go down to tier, I'm saying the priority list that you should be summoning for. The aiming is up there, and then you can pick or save for other releases that will give you great units. Because now we got the Overlord Bison. So why would I go for anything down? I would go for Overlord Bison. He has high value. So Baddest Jury. Baddest Jury is one of the trigger characters that buffs everything that is triggered. So especially like somebody like the Annihilation of Trendy Akuma. It's a trigger, so she will buff it. It will deal even more damage, double the damage, I think, which is really good. It helps that. And she's a carry. She's another carry. Does she does better than all of these carries? Is she better than the Twin Duo? Twin Duo buffs the fire. She doesn't buff the fire. She buffs every trigger, especially her triggers as well. So I wouldn't think that she's a great investment. I wouldn't build her. Even if I have the option, I would prioritize something else. She's a good, cool unit. She does decent amount of damage. Is she important? Not that really. So keep your tickets and save for somebody else, or go for Bison if you built all of these units above. Now, Akuma. Once upon a time, Akuma was the best unit in the game, where there were nobody here. He was the only one. And then we got Eva Ryu, he became better than him. Then we got every other unit, Goken and stuff like that. Now, as a single target unit, especially if you started, let's say a new servers like SEA, you have Akuma. Yes, you will see him dominate the first boss, second boss, until the release of different other units. Nobody will use him. I, as free-to-play, built him to maximum, and I have him at 100, 2 stars, 100 soul power, plus 40, everything invested in him. His cars are at 30 or something like that. He's still the third best lineup for me in bossing, especially in single target, but he fell off, because if you build Oni, even on single target, you can manage to do his damages and more, sometimes more. Eva Ryu, on his own, he's dealing similar amount of damage as him. Now, of course, he's gonna be dealing more damage, but all of these units above him does insane AoE damages, except Eva Ryu. Of course, we use him for buffing and for his utility, but all of these units, from Trendy Guile, from the Duo, from Trendy Akuma, Oni, they deal insane amount of AoE damage that will render him useless in bossing, and then you will stop using him. And most likely the bosses are coming in 2 units, or like you need AoE, they're coming with a boss and a small unit, or 3 units sometimes. So yes, if I have the option to change him, if they tell me, we give you a scroll that you can only change him for Jury, I would change him for Jury. Yes, Jury will help me a lot, more than him. I would put her on another lineup that she will do her triggers and stuff like that, adding to my main carry that I will choose from here. So yeah, that was it for the video. Let me know your opinions and your ideas. I just told you my honest review, and I did test all of them, and I have all of them. I have an account maxed all of these characters, and still these characters are the way that they are. Now, Oni, you can say he can go up, down a little bit, depending on you. Same for Trendy Guile, you can get him up or down. But this is basically, if you want to build your account, these are the units that must focus on at the start, SS and S, if you could build them. Now, of course, we're saying here they get 1 copy, but of course, building them to max will help you a lot. And yeah, that was it for the video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, I thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.
Time to fly, time to fly.